All right, let's get straight to it. Today, we're diving into a powerful, completely private research system. This is your field manual for setting up Obsidian to handle huge interview projects, giving you absolute control over your sensitive data, all while staying completely offline. Okay, so here's our mission briefing. We're going to start with the why, the challenge researchers are up against. Then, we'll introduce the solution, our digital notebook, and walk through a simple 4-step setup. After that, we'll get to the cool part, visualizing all those hidden connections. And finally, we'll cover what, if anything, this is all going to cost. So first up, let's define the problem we're trying to solve. Because when your project involves a ton of interviews, personal details, and sensitive files, keeping all that information secure isn't just a feature, it's everything. And really, it all boils down to this one question. Once you're dealing with a massive data set, 100+ interviews, with all the transcripts and audio files, those standard cloud services start to look like a real liability. You need a system that guarantees your privacy, works when you have no internet, and puts you, and only you, in complete command of your data. So, what's the answer? Well, that brings us to the solution. We need a tool that acts like our own private, secure, digital command center for the entire project, and that tool is Obsidian. Now, here's the absolute key to understanding Obsidian. It is not a cloud service, it's not a website you log into, it's an application that runs directly on a folder of files on your own computer. Your data never, ever leaves your machine unless you explicitly tell it to. That right there is the foundation of this whole secure system. And this local-first approach, it gives you a massive strategic advantage because all your notes are just simple, plain text files. You have permanent ownership. A company can't shut down and take your data with it. The files won't become obsolete in 5 years. They stay completely private on your hard drive. You have total control today, tomorrow, and a decade from now. So what can this thing actually do? Well, you've got amazing multi-language support, including for Japanese text and search. You can effortlessly link notes together, and it comes with 2 incredible visualization tools, the Canvas for manually mapping things out, and the Graph View, which does it automatically. Oh, and maybe the best part? All of these core features are 100% free. All right, enough talk. Let's get to the execution phase. We're going to walk through a simple 4-step process to get your secure research system built and operational. And you absolutely do not need to be a computer whiz to do this. So here it is, your quick start cheat sheet. First, we install the app and create what's called a vault. That's your secure folder. Then we get into creating the actual interview notes. After that, we'll build out a visual map. And finally, we'll see how easy it is to navigate all of this information. Let's drill down on step 2 for a second, because this is so important. This is the fundamental building block of your entire intelligence network. Every single interview, every piece of data is going to live inside its own dedicated note. And here is the simple template for that note. You just copy and paste this header into every new interview file. Why? Consistency. It forces you to capture the essential info right at the top: who you talk to, the date, the key topics. This little bit of discipline up front makes searching, sorting, and connecting everything later on incredibly simple. Now, to keep everything running smoothly, think of these as your daily operating procedures. Work offline whenever you can. It boosts security. Make a few practice notes just to get the feel of it. And this is a big one. Always close the app on your computer before you open it on your phone or vice versa. It just prevents any sync issues. Simple habits, big payoff. So you've built the system, you're gathering data. Now we get to the really exciting part, the strategic payoff. This is where we go from a folder full of notes to a web of actionable intelligence, where you can actually see connections you would have totally missed otherwise. And that's what elevates the work, right? The whole point of this system is to take you beyond just collecting data and into the realm of generating real insight. It's not just a storage locker for information, it's a workspace for your brain. Okay, so the Canvas feature, think of it as your digital investigation board. It's like that classic corkboard in a detective's office, but it's infinite and way more powerful. You can literally drag your interview notes, photos, even little snippets of text onto this board and just start connecting them. And this is where the magic happens. You're not just drawing a line between 2 people, you're explaining how they're connected. You draw an arrow and label it rival of or witness to event. You are building a rich visual map that tells a story that's way bigger than any single note. Now, for the other side of the analytical coin, we have the graph view. So if the canvas is you manually drawing the map, the graph view is the system automatically generating a map for you. It reads all the links you've made and instantly shows you this incredible web. This is where you spot those unexpected clusters and hidden relationships you might never have seen on your own.
Okay, final section. Let's talk about the investment. A system this powerful, this private, it's got to come with a hefty price tag, right? Well, let's break down the actual costs.
So, what is the minimum cost to get this entire system fully operational? I'm talking the Obsidian app on your Mac and your iPhone, syncing between them using your existing iCloud drive. The grand total is zero. Nothing. A completely free, private, and unbelievably powerful intelligence tool. So let's look at the full picture here. The baseline system is, as we said, completely free and fully functional. Now, if you want to expand later, you might consider some one-time purchases for things like specialized tools. The only potential recurring cost is if you decide you want to use the official Obsidian sync service instead of the free iCloud option. And just to quickly break down those syncing options for you. For most people with a Mac and an iPhone, iCloud Drive, which you already have, works perfectly fine, and it's free. If you'd rather have a dedicated service built by the developers themselves, Obsidian Sync is there for a small monthly fee. The choice is completely yours. And that really brings us to our final thought. When you build this secure, private system, you're doing more than just organizing files. You're creating your own personal network of knowledge, a space where hidden connections can finally surface and real insights can be uncovered. So the only question left is, what will yours reveal?